good? What's good, y'all? Today is a beautiful day. First and foremost, the Knicks absolutely wash up the 76ers in a revenge game, beating them 106 to 79. Uh, that's beautiful. But it's beautiful for another reason. Kev just pulled up in the backstage. Kev, if I'm overstepping my bounds, my bad, but I'm excited for you, good brother. My bro Kev just had another kid. He just had his son was just born today. And I want to give a shout out to my boy Kev and his wife. Beautiful.
Yes.
Another member of the Knicks Nation has been born today. It's beautiful. Kev, I'm sorry if I overstepped my bounds. I'm just excited for you, good brother. Yeah, I mean, uh, but yeah, man, the Knicks absolutely put a whipping on the 76ers in a revenge game. I'm going to pass it off to Mrs. Knicks to start the show today and give, because I'll be long winded. So, you know, I'm
And
going to
I'm
pass it.
very brief, so I'm gonna say two things. OG,
Absolutely.
Josh Hart.
That's it?
That's it. That's it. No,
Oh,
I mean
man.
I'm glad we beat them the way in the fashion that we beat them, because they was talking saucy after they beat us. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Like Kelly Oubre talking about can't wait to see y'all Tuesday. How that feel, big brother? Cause
Yeah,
Tuesday y'all
absolutely.
got your ass whipped.
Absolutely.
So
Uh,
nah, it was good to beat them, and in the fashion that we did, it's good to see our guys coming back, our troops lining up for
mhm.
the playoffs. Um, and OG looked great. Looked like he didn't skip a beat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. First and foremost, shout out to my guy Matty Smooth in the building. Cavi sending you some love. Darlene is in the building sending Kev some love. Yeah, I mean, but to piggyback off what you just said, absolutely had to beat them in the fashion that we beat them. Uh, and that's what I love about this team. You know what I mean? Like the gumption that they play with. Like you just ain't going to do what you did to us last game and act the way you act and not get the appropriate response. And excuse me. Yeah, I think they got the appropriate response from everybody on the team. From Jalen Brunson had a bad game. He had a great game. Josh Hart had a decent game, but no, as a whole, we all had a bad game. Josh Hart absolutely balled out, triple double. 2019 and 10 is crazy.
For
Um,
someone 6'4".
yeah,
Okay.
facts. 19 rebounds is crazy. Uh, and Dante DiVincenzo, big game. And then the return of OG, man, and I think that had a lot to do with the turnaround too, the disruption he caused on the defensive end, picking guys' pocket, getting in the transition, the spin move dunk, that was crazy.
Thanks.
Yeah, and just being a reliable catch and shoot on the wing was huge to me that whole night. I think it did a lot for the offense. It made it a little tougher for them to try to collapse on Jalen Brunson when he got in the lane. Um, and all those things, man. And Josh Hart is understated, man. I saw you post the apology letter. Absolutely, absolutely. Josh Hart apology letter because a lot of people was talking real slick about my boy. You know what I mean? And I ain't forget. I remember the people talking crazy too. I ain't forget. Even from when we first traded for him, they was talking crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, absolutely deserved to put the beats on Kelly Oubre. I hate that guy. You know what I mean? I know hate is a strong word, but he just do too much. He just do too much. Like when he dunked on Josh Hart, y'all down by like 14 and you staring. Hartenstein. He
Yeah.
dunked on you down 14 and you staring down Hartenstein, bro. You're losing. Get back on defense. I'm not
Right.
saying like you can't but you want to stare down that man. You losing. You losing, gang, and that's why you got punched by 30.
Thanks.
That's why you got punched by 30. You know what I mean? This team is gonna be some. I'm telling you, this team we starting to get healthy. You know, I seen a few people Oh, before I go down that road, um, yeah, to the whoever runs the 76ers the Twitter page. What stop you get off for now, huh? What stop you got? You ain't put no money on your Metro card, gang. You ain't getting on the train this time.
Wait. You gotta press the button.
Oh, that wasn't even a rent. I got a rent. Oh, I got a rent. I got a rent because one commentator in particular, she about to get work. So
Uh-oh. Oh, I
yeah, I
know where
got a
you
rent.
going. I
I
got
got a
you.
rent, but I'm saving that for later. You know what I mean? But yo, if you in the building, please press the like button. I don't see no likes on my screen. I need that to happen. You know what I mean? If it is still my other co-host or my other show's phrase, if you like something, hit that like button. That's the only good thing he's ever said in the 3 years we of us doing that show. But um, but yeah, it to me that whole game, the whole game on Sunday, in the way the 76ers acted after winning one of the most nastiest basketball games I've ever seen in my whole entire life, it was unbecoming, right? Take your win because y'all the game was nasty. I went like if we won that game, we would have got up. If we would have won that game, we would have got up here and bashed the team. We would have said a win is a win, but we wouldn't have been like, oh man,
Right.
look at us. We just won. It would have been like, yeah, win is a win. And I didn't like the way they was acting after that. And shout out to the team for having pride. And well, we already knew that. This is a very prideful team, a hard fighting team, team that want and demand their respect uh from their opponents. You know what I mean? And we saw that last night. I can't say enough about Josh Hart, but if you got anything else to add, because I'm long
No,
winded.
you good to go. You good to go. I mean, I love the heart, literally.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they took that loss personal, and they came out from the start with the nah, it ain't going down like that.
yeah,
And that's what being New Yorkers are all about. Like we don't sit down and get beat down. Like
yeah.
you might beat us down today, but we getting up today and we gonna
Facts.
figure it out. And that's just exactly what the team did. And every player stepped up huge. And like you said, Josh Hart, I mean,
Yeah.
without him
Um,
and Precious, to be honest, February would have been worse. And it was bad.
that's a fact.
You know what I
That
mean?
was a
So,
fact.
he started off slow this season, but boy, has he picked up. And it's just getting better and better. And just to know, like, he probably gonna be coming off the bench giving us this.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that's crazy.
yeah. And I agree. You might not. Josh Hart, once we fully healthy, might not be playing 39 minutes, 40 minutes a game. But I was telling my coworker that he's like, he ain't gonna be putting up these numbers when everybody healthy. I'm like, you
We
right,
ain't gonna need him
but
to.
I'll take 12, 12, 8, and 6 off the bench. That's great production off the
Yeah, he
bench.
still
I'll
could
take
give us
that
a
every.
double double or triple double off the
You
bench.
feel me? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But on average, I'll take from Josh Hart 12, 8, and 6. Yeah, I mean, because I
Facts.
think that's very doable in the 25 to 30 minute span, right? Uh, for him. But one of the big takeaways for me in that game, I was watching the offense, man. The cutting, the constant movement, is something refreshing, something that I guess we not necessarily used to seeing from a Tom Thibodeau coach team. The fluidity on the offensive end, how the ball moves. That was great to watch. That's the
Facts.
part I was most impressed by the game. The way they kept on finding pressures, Achua and Hartenstein in the lane on their drives. I think Precious Achua had like 5 dunks. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like over just Chris passing, and that was dope to see. But you know, got to give the good with the bad. Again, I hate to keep on beating a dead horse, but every time Alec Burke get in the game, we look bad. The offense suffers. Teams start to get back in the game. Soon as Alec Burke come in the game, uh, Defensively, he's not looking that great. Offensively, he's still looking bad. He hit some good shots, but for the most part, it's the same shit. I hope he get his shit together because clearly Coach Tommy T gonna play him, right? Clearly
Right.
Coach Tommy T gonna play him. Got to get his shit together, and I think it all starts with shot selection for him. He needs to stop taking these contested shots, shooting off the dribble all wild. Like, nah, we don't need that from you, gang. We
Yeah.
don't need you. This is not the 2021 Knicks, right? Where we needed you because to put up a whole bunch of points because Julius, it was nobody else but Julius Randle on a team that could score on a consistent basis. That we don't even play the same way as that team,
Right.
right? Especially on the offensive end. So I need my boy, if you're going to be on the court, move the basketball, move your body, and get into places where you could get easy buckets. You feel me?
Facts.
Start cutting to the rim more often. Like instead of standing at the top of the key or the elbow or the wing, waiting for or the corner, just waiting for the ball so you could dribble, step back, jump shot. You got to move your body, man. He pisses me off when I watch him play. Bogey too. Bogey
Yeah, I
starting to
was
piss
just
me off
about
too.
to say that. Bogdanovich has been doing the same thing. Like, I don't know why they're handling the ball. Like, we have point guards. Like, we need y'all to be at y'all spot.
Yeah. If you gotta take more than four dribbles to do what you need to do, pass the rock, dog. You feel
Facts.
me? Like because Bogdanovich, all I really want him to do is be waiting on the wing, catch the ball. If they're closing out on you, pump fake, drive to the lane. But all that between the legs and trying to split double teams, you turn the ball over every time you do it. But Bogey, I need you to cut it out. I need you
Yeah.
to cut it out. Got to be better, gang. My guy Jimmy J1 in the building. I see you. Um, yo, again, if you in the building, press that like button, man. It's important. Um, yeah. I just need my guy to pass the ball. Is all. I just need them to pass the ball. Other than that, I don't got no real smoke for them. They just got to pass the ball and stop taking bad shots. But we got to stop trying to split the double teams. That's nasty work. That's nasty
Facts.
work, bro. See, this is what we just named to him. We were just speaking about this. That's absolutely false. What game he was watching? What game he was watching, bro? Because if you watch the starting lineup, there's a lot of movement.
I mean,
There's
we
a lot.
had 32 assists.
There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement, a lot of ball movement, a lot of personnel movement all over the court. We have two players who coming from a system of losing that's having a hard time of getting acclimated of being effective without the ball. Like they think that their job is to get the ball and make something happen, which I don't think that's their job. Their, their job is more, especially now that we're getting more healthy, is to be available, catch and shoot situations, pump fake, drive to the basket. That's what their job is. But as
Facts.
far as saying that this Tibbs scheme is offensive scheme, I was just talking about this is a different Tibbs scheme that we're watching offensively. It's fast paced. There's a lot of ball movement. There's a lot of off ball movement, and I love to see it because that's exactly how we punched the Sixers last night. Was a lot of off ball movement and a lot of ball movement. Like Mrs. Nick said, 31 assists, man. It's just
30,
those two guys.
32.
32, excuse me. I was one short, 32 assists. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's also not true. It's also not true, gang. It's also not true. A lot of times we turn over the ball a lot. What happens is we either turn over the ball a lot or we have a bad shooting night. But for a long stretch of time, guys are moving without the ball, and the ball's been moving. And if you've been watching the last few shows, I was also talking about sometimes they're too unselfish with the rock. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
somebody needs to shoot the ball. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's also not true though. But yeah, man, we are OG back. I loved everything I saw from him last night. Love every
Everything.
second of it. Every second of it. He looks 100% healthy. Hit his first three shots. I was like, oh yeah, oh yeah. And then when I saw him dunk with the right arm, I was like, oh yeah, we we back. The defense that he played, Tobias Harris in my summation is kind of dirt in my eyes. Like
Trash.
he's
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, he's kind of dirt. But still he averages like 50 between 15 or 17 points a game, and he made like one field goal all night, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So, and that's primarily because OG was on him. You know what I mean? The OG effect is back. You feel me? Like primary perimeter scorers is going to have an issue on their hand because I knew OG was a good defender. I didn't know he was this good. Like because keep it a buck. I don't really watch too. I didn't
Who
really watch too
watches
many.
Toronto? Right.
Exactly right. Who watched Toronto? So I didn't know how good he was until I'm watching it firsthand. I'm like, yo, he's defending multiple people on the same possession. He's making up for mistakes of his teammates on the
Yes.
same possession. He's guarding at the rim. He's getting out to the 3-point line to contest a 3-point shot. He's tipping a ball, leaving his man to go set a trap in the corner on another man. Him and Mitchell Robinson on the court together defensively is going to be chef's kiss.
Yeah. And throw in the Josh Harts in that because he be all over too,
And,
and he can
and
defend multiple positions as well. So it's insane. I mean,
yeah,
like you said, it makes everyone look better defensively when he's on the court. Because even the play where Brunson got the steal and
yeah,
OG trailed for the dunk, like that was
that was
all
fire.
put in place because OG kind of like came in and kind of like faked like he was about to help, and
Yeah,
it caused a little disruption defensively. So, I mean, it's gonna be great to see. It's gonna be great to see. I mean, man,
yeah. OG defense is amazing, and that pass behind the back was crazy. I ain't gonna
yeah,
lie, that was crazy.
bro, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
And if you notice too, what I've noticed, Jalen Brunson is playing with a different type of swagger these days. Like when he first got here, it was all business.
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm gonna bust your ass. I'm going home.
yeah.
Now he throwing behind the back passes. He
It's like a
he
little
get
cockiness he got. Like, yeah,
yeah, he
y'all
get
know
real
I'm the shit.
saucy out there. Like, well, I'm like,
No,
get
it's true
ahead,
because
man.
even like when he didn't used to get calls, he just used to be quiet and just like you, no emotion on his face at all. And now, like you see it, you see the anger sometimes. You see like he tries to get the crowd hype, and it's great to see because he deserves it all. Like
Absolutely,
he deserves it. He deserves all that because he's amazing. He's everything we prayed for all these years.
absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, like you said, he deserves it, man. And because he goes out there and plays hard every single night. And I was watching the defense last night, and for a while, and I watched the game again today. And today I was like, you know what? I saw something last night, and so like today I just paid attention to it the whole entire game when I watched it. Jalen Jalen Brunson get a knock that he can't defend. That is untrue.
Facts.
Jalen Brunson is actually, if you're watching the game, a pretty decent defender, right? His problem is that he's too small, right? There's not the. I don't think his pro. He's not a quote unquote good defender, not because of his lack of ability. It's because of his lack of size,
Right.
right?
Because you could be a
Because
great defender and get shot over every time.
he's given 110% effort on a defensive end. He's fighting over screens. He's helping. Then he's recovering to his man. He was not afraid to cover a bigger guy. Like, yo, JB, he gets a knock for being like, yo, he can't defend. Nah, that's not true. And I also think being a league leader in charges says something about your defense. That's defense.
Facts.
That's defense. You're causing turnovers. You feel me? Like, so that's big. Taking away possession from people is big, man. And to coincide that with OG, That's why OG is important because he was causing havoc last night. He was causing havoc last night. And it was good to see, man. I saw somebody talk crazy about like, oh, we didn't have Embiid. Like, so what? For two reasons.
We ain't have Mitchell Robinson nor Randall.
That's reason number one. And two, we packed y'all up by 30 when y'all had Embiid. So who cares?
Facts.
Embiid, no problem. We packed you up either way with the guy, with or without the guy, right? But before I go on my rant, you got anything else you want to add about the game?
No, you good. Go ahead.
All right, man.
Cause I know where you're going with it. Cause I'm over her too.
So boom, right? So last night,
No, play the mute. Play the thing.
no, I'm getting it ready, but I'm on preset before I press the button. I'm laying the landscape before I press the button. If you're in the building, please press the like button. Um, so last night, what sparked my irritation, beside the previous, you know, infraction she has against the Knicks, Candace Parker decided that it would be a great idea to on national TV to place a bet with Jamal Crawford against the Knicks. And I'm like, who the fuck does that? Right? Because Jamal Crawford said they go in and asking who you got. Jamal Crawford said the Knicks. She turned to him quick. All right, bet. Like you were so positive that they was going to win. But now here comes the income. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on, my bad. I played the whole wrong sound. I'm like, what the hell is that? Here comes, yeah. So Candace Parker, man, what's your problem, dog? What's your problem? I used to like you. I used to like you. Not so much as an analyst, but had major respect for your basketball game. I mean, and I wasn't too mad at you as an analyst, but now you're showing a clear bias against the New York Knicks, and it's disgusting. And it all stems because you were wrong, and you're not woman enough to admit that you were wrong. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. It started from you saying that Jalen Brunson had a good first round, second round, not so much. So Knicks fans politely corrected you. You're wrong. He had an amazing second round. We just lost. Right? You couldn't even say, oh, I was wrong. Then you get defensive. Then you go to the All-Star game wearing the Reggie Miller choke t-shirt, which was crazy because we packed Reggie Miller up many times in the playoffs. But that's all y'all want to talk about. Nobody want to talk about how many times Reggie Miller got to sit home because of the New York Knicks. But you gonna sit up there with that ugly ass t-shirt on in Indiana. That's nasty work. Now let's get to last night. Last night, you started off you couldn't say nothing good about the Knicks to start in the pregame. Couldn't say nothing good. You would not fix your face and give any props to the New York Knicks. So bad that even though you know that you can't tell me Tyrese Maxey's a better basketball player than Jalen Brunson. And you know how the Knicks play. You know that was a fluke of a game on Sunday. You knew that wasn't going to happen again. But yet still, you're going to fix your face and with the quickness, oh, bet. And then had the nerve to say we wasn't going to score over 100 points. Jamal Crawford said, oh, yeah, they definitely scoring over 100 points. And you're like, nope. So you took two L's right there. Then after the game, you start talking about, oh, I don't know if they can make it into the postseason healthy with all the minutes and how Coach Tom Thibodeau riding the guys. I don't know. Listen, man. First of all, you just gonna skip the fact that the reason why these guys are playing these minutes because we're injured. So they have to play these minutes because we're injured. And even if you look at, you don't say these same things. You're not saying the same thing about KD playing all these minutes. He's averaging more minutes than anybody on the New York Knicks. You're not saying the same thing about, I think it's We're not even in the top 10 to be perfectly
We're
honest.
not in the
It's
top two. I think our first guy is like number 13 or 14.
and you're not saying, oh, I don't know if they're gonna make it into the postseason healthy because all the minutes they're logging. First of all, we're already injured. Guys are starting to come back healthy now. So what you talk? That's my problem is this with Candace Parker. You don't take the time to do your research before you say these things. And as New York fans, we not taking that. We're not gonna just let you say whatever. We're not gonna do that. That's not gonna rock over here. It's never gonna fly. And that's my problem. Do your research because you're losing credibility as a analyst for us Knicks fans. I don't know how the rest of the country sees it. You know what I mean? Because that's not my concern. I don't care how these other fans, the other teams view you. But I know for us Knicks fans, you're taking L after L. L after L. It's nasty work. It's nasty work. And I don't like the way you always trying to debate Shaq every time he say something. Every time Shaq say something, you got something to say. He should kill O'Neal, dog. You should kill O'Neal. Even at your best in your respective league, you weren't even half of what Shaquille O'Neal was. So relax. I'm not saying you got to agree with everything that he's saying, but that's big dog right there. You got to relax. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, Candace Parker, nasty work. You got to be better. Be better. Be better. Don't let your bias against the Knicks because your feelings were hurt because you were wrong. Your feelings was hurt because you were wrong. Don't let that make you suffer at your craft. Don't make that make you bad at your craft. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I digress. End the rant. Jesus.
No, I agree. I mean, when I heard her say that, you saw I jumped on Twitter real quick, and I don't be on Twitter like that because we're not going to tolerate disrespect of none of our guys, nor our coaching staff, nor our front office. Nobody involved with this Knicks team are we going to allow anybody on national TV to disrespect. And the fact that I take it personal because you a woman. So as a woman, we got to do extra work to talk this stuff
Uh-huh.
on men's sports. So you getting on national TV making us women look like we don't know what the hell we talking about. Because
Yeah.
there's, like you said, plenty of players that don't get the slack that our guys get and play much more minutes. We talking guys that throughout their careers can't stay healthy, playing more time than our guys, like Anthony Davis. Injury prone, playing
Facts.
more minutes than all of our guys. But we don't hear y'all saying the Lakers ain't gonna make it nowhere. He might not make it to the playoffs. No, it's only the Knicks because it's the Knicks. Like,
Yeah.
sis, you get enough time to do some research before you start talking dumb shit on national TV. Do that research, sis.
That's it. If you because clearly that was a point that you wanted to make. Like you knew that was the point that you was about to speak on. You
Right.
got all the resources in the world. All you got to do is yell across the room, "Hey, give me minutes per game
You could
for
Google stat muse.
on her phone." She ain't even got. But I'm
You see
saying,
what I'm
even if she
saying?
didn't want to work out her thumbs, even if she didn't want to work out her thumbs, she could have yelled across the room, "Give me the league leaders in minutes per game."
Right.
And somebody would come running across the floor with a piece of paper like, "Here you go, Candace. You can't even do that." Like the last time. Let me see Jalen Brunson's stats. First round versus second round.
Right.
You even see Chuck and Shaq do it live on air. Hey, put on the screen such and such and such. And they'll put the stat on the screen. You could have even did that, but you don't. You just want to be wrong, and then you want to be wrong and strong, and then it's looking like bias, and then you showing up to Indiana with that shirt on. It's nasty work. It's
Facts.
nasty work, and it solidifies your bias against the Knicks now. So now every time, even if you do have a valid point, Knicks fans gonna be looking at you like
Jumping down your throat. Yep.
she's
Pause.
a hater. She's a hater. Like nobody cares if you're right now, because you already solidified yourself as a hater. Gotta be better, Candace. That's all I'm saying. You just gotta be
Facts.
better.
And when we make the run healthy, don't jump on us. Don't jump on us because we really gonna come for you, sis.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You know,
You
because
know, we
I'm
hold
already the
receipts over here.
I'm a Nick fan, super petty. Nick fans are super petty. I posted last night when she made the bet. I said, "Oh, you know, this is nasty work taking a live bet." Somebody was like, "Oh, you know, we're gonna spin the block when we win." Absolutely, absolutely, as you should, because taking a bet against the Knicks on national TV is crazy. Again,
Especially after getting beat that bad.
and then it's like, yo, you bet it against us against a team that's missing their best player and haven't been good since missing their best player.
Facts.
It's like, yo,
Facts.
that's kind of crazy. That just shows the bias, man. And that's why I
And
hate
it
when we
shows
on
that you really don't know sports because when you play a back to back against a team, it's really hard to win both games.
and you know the Knicks after
Even
that game,
even fully healthy, it's hard to win both games.
and you know, again, not doing your research. You know, JB don't have he hasn't had a bad game back to back all season, right? You know that he hasn't had two bad games in a row all season. If you did your research, you would know that, right? And you would have to know as a player yourself the way the Knicks perform. They're coming out with a vengeance.
Yep.
But you thought you really think that Tyrese Maxey is that nice?
Facts.
Like Tyrese Maxey was gonna beat us by himself? No, no. And that's the problem I have. That's why I hate watching TNT telecast. They all pretty much hate us. Shaq, uh, Chuck, uh, even Kenny be hating, which is weird because he's a New Yorker. It's weird.
Yeah.
Kenny be hating, and then we got to deal with bad commentary. Except for this game, they had Greg Anthony, and thank God for Greg Anthony because he made it palatable to watch the telecast and listen to it because he was giving us praise, which I'm not used to
Facts.
watching TNT. I'm never used to it. I was like, oh, thank God. Please let Greg Anthony call all the Knicks games on TNT. Please. Please. TNT, listen to me. Greg Anthony. No Reggie Miller. None of
Oh
them,
my God.
nobody else. No Richard Jefferson. No, them other people. Nobody. Greg Anthony is the guy. Greg Anthony.
Facts.
Yeah. But what's we call it? There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I'm forgotten now. Candace Parker done sidetracked my mind.
She
Ah,
annoying, that's why.
the standings. That's what I wanted to talk about because it's very important. Talk about these standings because last time I checked, well, they're winning tonight, so I don't know how well that the because we were
They won already.
the Cavs,
Oh no, not the Cavs. Uh, uh Orlando.
Orlando. Um, yeah, we are going to be a half a game ahead of Orlando.
Hmm.
The Cavs is about to win, so we're going to be 3.5 behind the Cavs, and we are already 3.5 behind the Bucks. I'm just saying it's not impossible for us to get second seed. That's all I'm saying. We watched the Bucks get washed up by 30 yesterday. Yeah, I mean, so it's not impossible for us to catch them. You know what I mean, my guy Jay Boogie in the building was good. Uh, Make sure you hit that like button while you here. You heard? Not impossible. That's all I'm saying. Not impossible for us to make it a second. We're getting healthy at the right time. I definitely believe that now that OG's back, uh, we we uh we definitely gonna start picking up our winning total again. Just because even when we were losing, we weren't getting blown out. We weren't losing by a lot. Well, I mean, we did take some real bad ones, but for the most part, we was in all these games. And a player like OG, what he does on the defensive end, and being a defensive anchor for us, that's gonna make a major difference. I definitely see us staying above 500 in this stretch going into, you know, into getting healthy all the way. And I ain't really worried about nobody catching us for real. To be perfectly honest. Yeah, I mean, how you feel?
No, I agree. I mean, I think yesterday was just a glimpse of the route that we're going. I think we're going to have a strong push towards the end of the season, and I mean, as long as we do what we need to do to make, to be where we want to be in the standings, I mean, don't look back. You know what I mean? Just keep looking forward. We could catch them, and if we don't, then we're okay at 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But don't look back, and just every game at a time. I think we're in a good place. We're in a good place because like OG coming back and Julius and Mitch should be right behind him. Um, it's gonna be good to see. It's gonna be
yeah,
fun to watch.
yeah, absolutely. And you speaking of being in fall, right? Because if the season ended today, we
We
fought
playing Orlando.
not scared of them at all.
Facts.
You know,
Not in the
there's some Nick,
series. Absolutely not.
some Nick fans is like, oh, they beat us in 3 times in a regular season. I'm like, that's cool, that's fine. 2 of those losses, we were a completely different team. You know what I mean? 2 of those losses, we were a completely different team. And when you think about it, there's not much playoff experience on that team. None, really. Who's on that team? Who's their veteran? Ingles. Ingles is the only guy with playoff experience
Yeah.
that I could think about. Cole Anthony
Mm,
never been in the playoffs. Uh, Banchero obviously never been in the playoffs. Neither of the Wagner brothers been to the playoffs. Uh, who's the Carter kid? This they center never been to the playoffs. Like all of their key components has never been to the postseason. But then you look at the Knicks and their postseason experience is different. You know what I mean? You got when Mitch come back, Mitch been to the postseason, I Hart, Jalen Brunson, uh,
Jules,
Jules, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Deuce McBride even got some playoff experience. Like
OG. Oh no, he
OG,
never played, right?
no, he didn't play the
He didn't
championship
play in the
series.
finals. Right, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
but he played in the
He
playoffs.
played.
Burks and Bogey. Uh, yeah, Shake Milton got playoff experience. Like the whole team, pretty
Right.
much,
And
is
it's a
lit.
whole different vibe in the playoffs. If y'all think we play in physical now and y'all complaining about us playing physical now, it's going to turn up.
Absolutely, and that's what they said too. They said that's what that last game where we packed them up was like. Like they turned up the intensity, and the coaches tell them this is what it's going to be like in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if I know they looking like word, word
Like I
because we
can't take that for 5, 6 games back to back to back.
and it's gonna be worse because you're gonna have guys fresher now because we could be able to throw different bodies in the game. You're
Right.
gonna have Jules back. They dealing with Jules in the playoffs and then having to deal with Precious because he's physical and OG because he's physical. Both Mitch and excuse me Hartenstein, they both physical. Like
And Precious and
that's yeah,
Julius.
that's what I'm saying. All these guys. Then you got to deal with playoff Brunson. They talk
Right.
about playoff Jimmy. Playoff Brunson is a real thing, gang. Like
Facts.
three years in a row, we watched him wild out. You know what I mean? Like one in Dallas, two with us. I mean, well, 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row, we watched
2
him
years.
wild out. It's about to be 3 years in a row. We about to watch
Yeah.
him wild out. But 2 years in a row, we watched him wild out. Playoff Brunson is a real thing, man. And
Yeah.
now he got more help. You know what I mean?
And
And shout
just
out to
think about it. Orlando hasn't seen us full force. Like you said, the first 2 times it was a different team. This last time, we still ain't have our guys back from injury. They don't know what's about to happen to them if they have to play us in the first round.
they have no idea.
They better call up Cleveland.
Please, please, because I think Cleveland is going to be packed up no matter who they play in the first round. Because I was looking at the standings, right? Uh, say if it end today, they got to play the Pacers. Well, they could beat the Pacers. I'm gonna say they could beat the Pacers because that
The guy went down. Yep.
yeah marketing well no not marketing what's his name
I don't can't pronounce it. I know
yeah
who you're talking about.
yeah The black kid with the
Benedict
braids.
Matherin.
Matherin went down. So I think he's a big part of their offense. But
Absolutely.
yeah, they they yeah. I think they might they have a good chance against the Pacers. But if the Sixers get back to 7, they said they kind of expecting Embiid to kind of be ready for the playoffs. If that happened, even if Embiid in the first round is playing 20 minutes a game, it's still gonna be because Jared Allen and Mobley ain't it. Those
Facts.
guys are soft. Those guys are soft. Sorry, those guys are soft. You know what I mean? And for because when we played them last time, what Josh Hart had more rebounds, almost had more rebounds than both of them. You know what I mean? Speaking of Josh Hart, he had more
Rebounds in
rebounds
the
than
whole team.
it's crazy. The whole starting five is crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah. I would like to move up just because I want more home court advantage going deeper into the playoffs. But I'm also not worried.
Right.
I am not worried. I should be scared of Boston. I should be scared of the Bucks, but I'm not
Yeah. And when you
because
think about it, and you sit back and think, oh man, the Knicks are in fourth. But when you really look at the matchup, fourth and fifth, they usually match up very well.
yeah,
And like you said, if it stays as is, Orlando will have a problem.
Pablo, it's gonna be
they,
trouble,
they may get
trouble.
swept.
I I I be trying not to sound too arrogant and cocky, but yeah, I agree. It might be a quick 4 games. See you later because Knick fans might take over in Orlando, man. We
Oh,
might take over. Cause
Mike,
it'd
that's
be a little different.
it's 100. It's a guarantee.
It'd be a little different in the playoffs. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? Like if because the home team fans usually show up for the playoffs for real. So it might be a little bit different. And
Look, if we play Orlando, I might drive out there for a game or both games. Okay.
I respect it. I respect it. Nah, but yeah, I'm 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 confident that we're gonna be all right. We're gonna pack them guys up too. Uh,
But like you
I
said,
don't.
we could move up because Cleveland, they've been on a losing streak. I mean, they're gonna win today, but they're not looking that good.
Yeah, they definitely wilding up. The Pelicans right now. They up by like 21 in the
Hmm.
fourth. But yeah, I ain't worried about much of nothing. You feel me? I'm not worried about much of nothing. I think I ain't got nothing else. Who we play next? We play the Trailblazers.
Yes,
That should be a W.
should be a W.
Should be a W. We're gonna win by a lot.
I really
Yo,
hate going to the West Coast because I get tired. I be
you,
sleepy,
you.
but
At
I'll
least
stay
you are
up.
hour. You are hour behind us. You know what I
I
mean?
know.
Like so, for somebody like me, well, I'll be at work. I'll be getting off of work around the
Yeah.
time that the game like is in the middle of going on. So, but still, like I'll be like, damn. Like when I'm home, I'm like
Yo.
struggling. Be sitting here like
Facts.
this.
Facts. The last time we
Yo,
went to the West Coast, I think I dozed off on a couple of the games and I was mad at myself, boy.
it'd be all of us. It'd be all of us. Kev be like, yo, my bad, y'all. I knocked out during the game. We'll have to watch that later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, what? Who we play after that?
After
Because
that, it's
I
gonna
think we got some tough
be
matchups.
the Kings and then the Warriors and the Nuggets.
Yikes!
Yeah,
Yikes!
that's the tough road, and then after that, it gets a little easier because then it's Brooklyn. That's a big
Memphis,
dub. The
Pistons,
Pistons, that's a
Raptors,
big dub.
Spurs.
The Raptors, the Spurs. I should be in the house over there because I think I'm driving
Absolutely.
out to the game.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah, it's gonna be It's gonna be
Yeah,
tough, but they winnable. We could win. We just
absolutely.
I want to see the Warriors now that we got OG because
Yeah.
they're not about to do us like they did us.
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah. So yeah, I'm confident, man. I'm still waiting for more update news with Julius Randle. We need to get him to full contact. Once they say Julius Randle is at full contact, I expect the week after he'll be he'll be suiting up.
I'm gonna tell you this because I was talking to my peoples yesterday. I honestly I don't see them putting him in until maybe 2 weeks before the end of the season. And I'm gonna say
Mm,
this: we can win without him. So why
absolutely.
not save it, right? Because that shoulder could give out at any point. And so you got to be really careful and you want to make sure, you don't get him re injured where then there's no coming back, right?
Yeah.
So if we can win, I say this: if we can win the next few games or come out with a winning record these next few games, I don't expect him to come back until maybe 2 weeks before the end of the season, if
So
that. Because
so
you want him to warm up for the playoffs, but you also don't want to have him in so much that he can get re-hurt, right?
so here's my thing with that. One thing that worries me about Jules is how it don't he don't get right back in the rhythm. You know what I mean? Like
That's why I
it's
said 2 weeks.
that's what 2 weeks realistically. That's like what 5 games maybe, right? It's like nah.
But
I
if you
need
think about it, right, the injury was on his right shoulder, right? He is when he plays bully ball, Julius, he's banging dudes with that right shoulder.
yeah.
Do you chance him getting hurt again?
I feel like but I feel like he's going to do the same thing in the playoffs. Either it's going to
Yeah,
happen
but
in
I
either
rather
it's going
it
to
in the
happen
playoffs than
in
the end of
the regular
than the
season or
season.
playoffs. I just but I also don't want Julius Randle to go into the playoffs out of rhythm and
True.
then underperform and put extra pressure on himself in the playoffs. And then he's going to have another bad playoffs and then everybody, oh, trade the guy, he fucking sucks. You know
No,
what I
I
mean?
hear
So
you. I hear you. I mean, it's a
but I do agree with your concern. I'm saying your concern is definitely valid. To me, I think to me it's just more beneficial if we get
I
him out
mean,
there and get him in the
if he
rhythm.
does come back, I say put him on very limited minutes.
Yeah, I mean, because my thing is, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You know what I
True.
mean? There's nothing we can do about it. The shoulder
True.
gonna give out. It's gonna give out. You know what I mean? And I don't believe they're gonna put him like 36 minutes as soon as he come in. No,
Yeah.
it's gonna be low 20s. You know what I mean? At first, probably leading into the playoffs, and then we're gonna get him ramped up to 30
Yeah.
and see how it go. But the shoulder is tender, but I don't think it's tender as people make it out to be. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it has to be a major hit that's going to dislocate his
No,
shoulder.
I agree.
You
I
know what I mean?
agree. And
Like
I mean, seeing him practice as much as we seen him practice, and then there was a video that surfaced yesterday of him playing tennis, which is awesome for the shoulder, right? Because
yeah,
we all know tennis is all shoulders for the most part. I mean, I'm ready to see him play. I just, of course, before every game, I pray for the guys because I'm like, we can't get another ding. um, but yeah, as long as his minutes are restricted and he's not
yeah,
overworked and overexerted, I mean, I'm cool with him coming back. I don't think it's gonna happen if we continue to play well like we did yesterday.
yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Um, Now the only reason why I think it's going to happen is because of who our coach is.
Well, there you. I mean,
I think because Tibbs is like, yo, listen, man, I hear what y'all saying, but I need him ready for the playoffs. Like I need him. Like I hear all that fly shit, but I need Jules in rare form for the playoffs because I really feel like we got a chance to do something nice. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And what also is a beautiful thing. I don't know the last time I looked at my. You can't even see it because the screen too bright. But I don't know the last time I looked at my injury report, right? And I seen only two names on it. Can you see it? Oh, I'm messing up. Hold on. Two names on
Yeah.
the injury report. I don't remember the last time I seen that.
Like December.
Yeah, you I don't remember the last time I see it. It's beautiful to see. I can't wait till my guys get back. Uh, you know, we another person we waiting to get back to full contact is Mitchell Robinson. The fact that he's running and jumping is amazing. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Uh, I give him another week or two before he probably is elevated to full contact, uh, or at least light contact, and he should be ready for the playoffs. Us at full strength, don't nobody in the NBA want to see us. Nobody.
Facts.
You name them. Nobody. Nobody. Because you're going to have to work all 40, 48. All 48, you got to put in work. Uh, I think I'm out of stuff now. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that pulled up tonight. It was very dope. We had a lot of people in the building. It was really dope to see. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Is important. Sharing is always caring. You know what I
Facts.
mean? And we play tomorrow.
9
Uh,
o'clock. Not well, 10 o'clock y'all time.
yeah, maybe I could. I can't do a live tomorrow, but
Yeah,
maybe
because that's
maybe
gonna be like a
Friday.
1 o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
show.
and I'm gonna be outside. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna be at home. You know what I mean? Like so, I'm at work tomorrow. So maybe check with Mrs. Nick, see what she doing. Maybe we could do one the next morning, 11
Yeah.
o'clock, something like that. I mean, because I know you be at work, you got work to do, so make sure your schedule, we check your schedule and all that. We can get it popping, you know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to everybody that pulled up. We see you when we see you. I holla.